we are seeing some crypto pumps from the likes of which we've not seen in a ridiculously long amount of time, it seems. Bitcoin has crossed $25.1 thousand, and it is going pretty hard. And it seems as if Bitcoin right now is getting back a lot of that dominance which it's lost over the last couple months, I'd say. It's getting it all back, it's taking it all back and setting us up, preparing us for some crazy gains in the near future. To give you guys some sort of understanding, take a look at this. Bitcoin today is up over 10%. It's almost one of the best performers in the top right here. And that is what you usually see in this little accumulation period where people are buying Bitcoin in anticipation of a massive bull market that's about to start. Because what's basically happening is people are entering the crypto space from the fiat realm, purchasing Bitcoin like crazy, that they'll eventually switch over into our favorite altcoins like Ethereum, Polygon, XRP, etc., etc., etc. XRP right now is not in the craziest of positions. Neither are quite a couple of other cryptos in this list. It does not matter though, as people right now as we speak, are just picking up Bitcoin from left, right. Again, you can see right here, we actually broke $25,000, $2,000 even, which is pretty damn wild. And you can see the Bitcoin dominance is starting to pick up pace. It is starting to go pretty wild right here. Hopefully you guys can see that easily. And I have a couple of articles backing it up, but I also, guys, have what I think is the main reason as to why the entire crypto market is pumping today. All right. But before we get into that, I want to share with you guys something. If you did not know, and you're not following me over on Twitter, I'm going to do a little $1,000 giveaway over on my Twitter, which you guys can check out for yourselves right here. I'll show it to you all. It's a $1,000 giveaway. New crypto giveaway, $1,000 in crypto to some of my Twitter followers, if followed before I hit 130,000 followers. So we're 3,000 followers away. But I think I might actually extrapolate this onto YouTube as well. And so we can pick a couple of people from Twitter, a couple of people from YouTube. And I think all you have to do is just leave a comment. But I might also want to do some other things like, make sure you press the like button and make sure potentially that you are subscribed to the channel. But the most important thing is just to make sure you place a comment so I can know. And I'll try to prioritize to pick somebody on YouTube that I've seen a couple of times, because otherwise I think people would just make many new accounts and that wouldn't be fair. But yeah, it's just a little notice for everybody that's hopping on right now that we are doing a couple of different giveaways because the bull season is back. We gotta get swifty in here. Gotta get excited. Things are finally getting nice again. Anyway, guys, if you're watching the stream right now, do two things for me, please. First of all, put in the chat box real quick where you're watching from, what country. Don't put exactly which street. That's not a smart thing. And second of all, make sure you press that like button, because we're going to get into exactly why I think that the crypto market is pumping right now, but it's finally happened. You might be wondering why the title, why you put it up that way. What's finally happened? Bitcoin has finally hit my target that I placed upon it a little while ago. I told you guys, and I've been telling you guys this for so long, my personal price target for Bitcoin is the 200 weekly moving average. And the moment that we cross it, it's going to be a pretty easy road towards 30,000. That's aside. But we need some confirmation above it. And right now, however, the major long positions that are open at $17,000 and $16.7 thousand are officially done with. And by the way, right now we're seeing some crazy volatility. On some exchanges, Bitcoin's price dropped like a couple percent. Yeah, you can see here. This is the span of 1 minute. Bitcoin hit above $25,000 and just fell a couple percent within 1 minute, which is indeed pretty crazy to watch. 2.5% here in 5 minutes. It's just the volatility of the territory, I'd say. Just quickly sharing on Twitter that we are streaming. But it's been such a long while since we've broken past the 200 weekly moving average, and it's honestly kind of strange to see it. Again, just to give you guys some reference right here, let me open up the accommodating chart, or the accompanying chart, I should say, that we usually look at for this. Here we go. Every single time that Bitcoin breaks, I'm not showing you guys, sorry, I wasn't showcasing anything. I'm sorry for that. I wanted to say, every single time that Bitcoin breaks past the 200 weekly moving average, and I didn't show you guys the 1 minute chart either, did I? Sorry, guys. I was stuck on the wrong screen. I'm sorry for that. Here's where you can see Bitcoin's price. It went down a couple percent in 1 or 2 minutes. You can see here it went down 2.6% in 4 minutes and about 2.6% in 2 minutes as well after it hit 25 point something thousand dollars. So a pretty significant dip. Anyway, I was talking about the fact that every single time that Bitcoin was below the 200 weekly moving average, it was for a short amount of time, and it's showcased as a really bullish period to buy into. Right now, that area is finally over as we've crossed above. And again, I personally said, if you have any long positions open, potentially close some out at our major target, which was the 200 weekly moving average, because we can see a nice little bounce back to the trend line at $18,000, $19,000 or so before continuing on. Basically looking like this. You bounce off, you get one little test, bounce back off before you continue on to $30,000, etc. I think that's our first major little line to watch out for. But as of this point, I'd say, hey, if you don't have any long positions open, I'm not sure exactly why not, as the territory is more bullish rather than bearish. Again, Bitcoin dominance is showing signs that it's showcased every single time, gets back into the 40% range, then bounces back to 48% or so before a crazy altcoin rush starts. That's what I think is going to happen here as well. But we shall see. We shall see. What I do have to say, however, is again, why is the crypto market pumping? Let's get into it. You guys are ready. All right. If you guys have not pressed that like button yet, and you want to know exactly why we're pumping, make sure you press it right now, and I'll get into exactly what caused this pump. We have almost 200 people watching, so make sure you quickly press that like button, and then I'll tell you guys exactly what caused this, because I honestly think it's all based upon one thing. I think there's one main reason that's making the crypto markets act this way. So everybody, if you're watching this right now, we have a crazy amount of people watching today. That's really nice. 170 people. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Again, make sure you press that like button. It is always greatly appreciated. And let us get into it. So you can see it right here. I think for the most part, there are two main core pieces. And yes, it is pumping now. XRP is moi, but Bitcoin is going crazy. It just touched above $25,000 for the first time in how long? Let's quickly see here. For the first time in 7 months or so. So that's a pretty big development. It potentially hit it here actually as well in August of 2022, but we did not get any close until like June of 2022. So it's a long while. So I'd say actually I can attribute three pieces to it, but let's cover the most important one. Something very significant just was announced in Hong Kong. What is it about? Let me give you guys a little inside scoop. On June 1st of 2023, Hong Kong will officially make crypto purchase and sell trading fully legal for all of its citizens. Expect a huge influx of big money from the East. Asian currency-based stablecoin coming out of Hong Kong will be a certainty as well. This was 8 p.m. yesterday, and instantly after that was announced, things should start to go well. Justin Sun repeatedly said the next bull market will be driven by money from the East, like the old times prior to 2020. Justin is right, don't fade him. And I have to quickly come in and say this. Haven't you guys noticed that the US is crazy stupid on making sure crypto is as banned as possible, it seems? But all of a sudden, we get some sort of crazy push over from Hong Kong. It makes too much sense that all of a sudden, people got this news and start to feel bullish. It just makes too much sense to me. The US dollar stablecoin will no longer be the only boy in town. I envision we trade multiple stablecoin currency pairs, and there will be tons of arbitrage opportunities. In 2017 bull markets, BTC CNY, for the Chinese yuan, was still very dominant. People have made fortunes arbitraging yuan pair and US dollar pair. That was gone when China banned crypto, but it will soon be back with even more currency pairs. So all I have to say about that one is get prepared, because things are about to get wild. Yesterday was we have an application error. Let me quickly see what that is all about. We have a little error here. I think it is fixed. Yesterday was a pretty significant day for the liquidations, all right? And I'm not talking about people getting, messed up. I'm talking about the price. Pretty hefty day for the shorts liquidations, and that also allows the price to easier continue on some bullish trajectory, obviously, right? Because I'd say we got a lot of that news yesterday. We got a lot of the bullish news yesterday. And I also would say that all the negativity regarding the SEC, well, a lot of it has been taken out. What do I mean with that? Well, the moment you see the SEC say, we're going to crack down on this crypto stuff, you know, okay, it's a temporary thing, but afterwards it's going to rebound because it does that every single time. And that's also why I told you guys in the Telegram that I'm opening up a long position. Let me see, guys. Let me quickly see, and I'll share with you guys how much profit my long position is in that I shared with you guys in the Telegram just now. Right now, we are in 140% profit on the trade as we currently speak. Oh. I think there's something wrong with CoinGlass right here. I think they're having themselves some issues over on that website. That is not so nice. But there's a couple pieces that we need to cover anyway. All right, so let's quickly get into those. And before we do, everybody, if you're watching this right now, make sure you press that like button. Again, I'll keep saying it because we need to pump those likes up. All right. Let me quickly actually also share this in our Telegram, the fact that we are streaming. I forgot to do that just now. Live right now. I've shared it in Telegram. There we go. We have shared it there. And also, I will quickly share that. There we go. I'm also sharing a link for Bybit in the chat, which is just the crypto exchange that I personally use. And I keep telling you guys, make sure if you have not signed up yet for a crypto exchange, or even if you have, that you check out these because usually whenever I share them with you, they have some crazy bonuses going on. And right now over on Bybit, there are over $30,000 worth of bonuses that you can get. But there's also a couple of easier ones. If you just go on to there, make an account with the link down below and go to the rewards tab, you'll just see a couple easy pieces that are up for grabs. And I think there's also a couple of Valentine specials still ongoing. Just check it out for yourself. And if you still have questions, just ask in like Telegram or something about where to claim it, and I'll explain it to you with something. I don't know exactly how, but I'll explain it to you. Anyway, taking a look at this article. Bitcoin price cools on latest US data as Bitcoin liquidates $80 million in shorts. $80 million in shorts is not that crazy, but what we've seen right now is indeed a lot of these negative Nancy's being taken out. And as you might have already seen from Twitter, what's trending is Capo, one of the guys that's been a permanent Bitcoin bear. And yeah, he basically said a little while ago, look at this. I've been checking charts all this time, avoiding noise from Twitter. The way the upward movement is happening, the way HTF resistances are being tested, it clearly looks manipulated, no real demand. This is about 3 weeks ago. Once again, the biggest bull trap I've ever seen, but they won't trap me. And he basically went for some massive shorts, it seemed. And yeah, I kind of bit him in the ass, all right? The guy who told everyone to short the Bitcoin bottom is now trending on Twitter because, yeah, he was pretty off. Let's just put it like that. He was not doing too well, and that's showcasing itself right now because he told everybody to go short. He says, I'm not buying, which is fine, and you can see he's getting a ton of engagement. People all over Twitter are looking at him because it's pretty wild, all right? He was very adamant in saying crypto is going to go down, but yeah, he didn't, which is peculiar. Let's quickly see as well. He said the bottom, $11,000, $12,000 potentially lower, not peaking above $18,000 or so. But yeah, he was very much wrong. Let's just put it at that. He was not completely right in that regard, which is peculiar to watch. I think it's kind of funny. Anyway, there's also a couple other bullish pieces of news. So eventually, I think the U.S. will turn around on crypto. But one of the things which just happened, which I think is good, Wyoming lawmakers have just passed a bill to prevent forced disclosure of private keys. That's good. I don't know what else to tell you on that regard. Wyoming is one of the most progressive pieces in the U.S. I don't even know where it is on the map, to be honest, but it's doing really well in terms of crypto regulation in the U.S., specifically Wyoming. The rest of the U.S. is kind of garbage. There's something interesting happening in the charts regarding Bitcoin, or most pairs versus Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is outperforming. A lot of these pairs versus Bitcoin are also not doing so well. This one showcased a death cross, And that's about it. I'd say a lot of altcoins right now are going to lose to Bitcoin until things shift, where all of a sudden altcoins are starting to pick up. But that might still be a couple weeks out. Right now, however, guys, I should explain again. I am buying altcoins like a madman, and anybody who's not, I think is not on a smart trajectory, but to each their own, as I'm not a financial advisor. One little piece of news, Binance is readying their checkbook for potential fines from U.S. regulators. What this one is all about, for anybody to just understand here real quick, let's quickly say, don't you just love how people on Twitter stuff their chests to say shit? Yeah, there's a lot of people over on Twitter who do this. What I told you guys about as well. Something to be wary of is people who are like permanent bears. Because what these guys often like to do, and Robert Kiyosaki is one of them, Michael Burry is one of them, Crypto Capo is one of them, there's a multiple others. What they do is they are always negative and say it's going to crash. And they'll be wrong most of the time. But the moment that they're right, people will be like, oh, look at this guy, he was calling it out all along. Because the guy would say, you see? And the thing is, if I call out a recession in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever years, I'll be right. And in the meantime, people would just laugh at me. But the moment that it happens, I can say, I told you so, because inevitably I'm going to be right. And the fact that I called for the unlikely move to happen, albeit being wrong for months and years, well, people will still look at that and say, yeah, he did call it out. Wow. So even if I say Bitcoin is going to go down at $16,000 and the price goes up to $50,000 first, I'll just keep shouting, it's going to go down though. People will look at that and say, oh, look at this guy. And then eventually I'll be right and people will kiss their ass. It really happens every single cycle. Anyway, Binance is readying the checkbook for potential fines. What just happened is one of the guys from Binance spoke out, the chief strategy officer at Binance. And he basically said, Binance has been working with regulators to remedy past compliance issues. Hillman, sorry, that was confusing, stated that Binance is working with regulators to find out what are the remediations we have to go through now to make amends for that. He added that the outcome of ongoing investigations will likely be fines, but could be more, stating that it's for regulators to decide. And obviously, this has to do with the fact that they're always working with regulators and always trying to find out what to do, etc. But in the US and a lot of other countries, they're just not that easy with crypto and they're being pretty vague. Now, Binance has just said that probably their easy way out to fix a lot of problems is going to be to just pay their way out, to pay the regulators whenever there is a, dispute or debate. And then hopefully things will just settle themselves in due course. But it's just something that's been said, and I want you guys to be prepared for that. The fact that we could be seeing some highlights soon that says Binance has to pay massive fine for this or that. Just know they were prepared for that. They put money aside for that. And it's because it's the easiest way forward, not because they necessarily have to, in the sense that they're like, oh, they did so much stuff wrong, you have to pay. It's mostly on the lines of, hey, you want to get out of this hassle? And most of the time, it's just really worth it for them. Let's say Binance is now opening their services for X amount of users, and it's officially not allowed because of some dumb rule. Well, either they can close it down or pay the fine. For everybody out there, it's best that they just pay the fine and make these regulators happy with money, even though, they're still able to service us to that degree. And I think that's what's happening for the most part here anyway, where they just have to ease up to a lot of these little asses for the time being. And that's the best way to go about it. All right, a couple of fun facts. I wanted to go through these. Did you guys know that it's been let's quickly see here if I still have it open. I believe I have it. It's been 465 days since Bitcoin hit its all-time high. Did you guys know that? I saw it and I was like, wow. That's pretty wild, isn't it? We have been 465 days since we've hit an all-time high. It's also already been roughly 3 months since Bitcoin saw its major bottom. And just for fun, to quickly get an idea going here, the last time that we saw these prices was roughly half a year ago, so 180 days. The last time we got a close at these levels was roughly 260 days ago. Are you guys seeing that? Are you guys seeing that? It's finally happened. And people don't understand how severe this 200 weekly moving average will be in the grand scheme of things as well. But just trust me when I say that this is a very big deal. The 200 weekly moving average is a price point that almost everybody in the crypto space is looking for. And for me personally, not financial advice, but for me personally, this has now lamented and is put into stone that the Bitcoin bottom is in. And so my strategy for right now, and I'd say this is what's going on for most of the people out there, is we are right now buying like crazy. Specifically today, I'm not yet because it's still pretty high, but we're already down $500 since the Bitcoin top from today. So you're getting yourself a better shot. But I've basically now decided to go, even though on my long positions, I'm not adding too much until we get some new confirmations. We have broken the trend line. We have bounced off of the trend line. Right now we are touching the massive 200 weekly moving average. And even though we might, as I said earlier, see another slight little pullback, right? Taken in, whoa, I have a little brain fart right here. I'd say just retesting the trend line here potentially. And it could be as low as like $19,000 or so. It would not be too crazy. But going, I'd say probably having a bounce off of our previous support at like $21,000, if at all. But potentially just taking it back just a little notch, slight little correction before blasting through, which again is almost inevitable. I'd say most of my targets here are set for like $29,000, $30,000 in the very near future right here. It is just what is expected for most people. But most importantly, right now is the period where massive amounts of money is being flooded in from stable coins into Bitcoin. Stable coins into Bitcoin, stable coins and fiat into Bitcoin. That will shift over soon. And a lot of money will be flowing into altcoins like Ethereum, XRP, Polygon, ADA, etc. That's not happening just quite yet. Bitcoin is still king. And the moment you'll notice what's going to happen is today, Bitcoin is up 10% in massive bull markets. What you don't really see too often is Bitcoin being the best performer. Usually there's a ton of altcoins, which are up 70, 80, 90, 50, 40% and whatnot. And Bitcoin is up, let's say 5. Right now in the top 10, except for Polygon, Bitcoin is the best performer. That's a prerequisite for the big bull market. Every single time we see it this way, Bitcoin picks back up the dominance. A lot of money flows into Bitcoin, which then translates over into altcoins slightly afterwards. And the fact that Hong Kong right now is opening up towards crypto, which again is the most massive news we've gotten in months. This is, for me, just putting onto the map that the bull market is here again. I am right now preparing everything to go completely nuts on cryptocurrencies. And if you're not, no worries, because always do your own proper risk management. But Hong Kong has opened up. The US SEC has been giving crypto some back shots and not the good ones. It's not been nice, but a lot of that scrutiny and a lot of those negative messages are now behind us. The most negative news regarding crypto exchanges we could have gotten has happened as one of the most prominent crypto exchanges has fallen. Ripple and stuff, that lawsuit and the result from that could decide whether or not we're going to see some crazy bull market in like a month, or potentially a little bit of an iffy-wiffy one, as a loss would obviously not be good. Legendary says, Sensei, I'm late, but I made it. What's up, man? Again, for everybody that's just joining right now, make sure that you press the like button on this video. Subscribe only if you want to, because it's not a prerequisite. I will never make that a prerequisite anymore, because I'm thinking about it, man. What do you have with subscribers if they're not going to watch your stuff, right? So only subscribe if you really want to. What I'd say, though, is if you are subscribed, make sure you have the notification bell on. That's a little bit more important, I'd say, because sometimes by you not having the notification bell on, you might miss something. But I just wanted to quickly reiterate again that we are doing a giveaway, a $1,000 giveaway. I've put it over on my Twitter, and it's only available for people who are following me right now before I hit 100,000 followers, 130,000 followers on Twitter. And we're like a couple thousand off. I think like, yeah, almost 3,000 followers off, which might not take too long. So make sure you give yourself a little spot by following me over on Twitter. And I might also do a small giveaway for the people that are following me over on YouTube. And all you have to do is place a like and a comment. Subscribe in, again, only if you want to. I do not want to make that a prerequisite anymore. For Twitter, it's a little bit different because that's like a easy way to check. With my comment checker and my follower checker, what I just usually do is check who's following me and then check if they placed a comment, and then you win. But I might also be able to actually, guys, I have 2 more giveaway opportunities for you, and one has to do with Swissborg, but I might be able to give away another $1,000 soon here as well. Might only be for YouTube peoples though. So just follow the journey here. This month is going to be pretty big, especially if crypto keeps up like this. I'm going to do a couple $1,000s extra, as my goal was to give away $40,000 this year. But because of the bear, it's gotten a little bit less than that. But especially, like I said, in the bull market, we're going to fly 5 people over to Dubai. Going to teach them everything I know about making money in the crypto space, but also in the VC space. There's a big difference though. I think we're going to do 4 people, maybe 3 people that are like in need for this, that really deserve it, so to speak. And then potentially 1 or potentially 2 people with a good amount of money already. They're not in need for this trip. They can afford it maybe. But just kind of teach them the bigger crypto game. Because again, there's 2 main strategies that we have. One is for starting out with $1,000 or so and building your way up. And the other is if you have, let's say, a couple $1 million or so, to really scale that up. But they're 2 completely different games, and I'm thinking maybe I can also help somebody out that's already done well for themselves, but upgrade the game completely, and potentially they can then help another couple thousand people in the process, right? As they also are able to bless more people that way. So yeah, but just this bull run is going to be crazy. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff for the community, so just stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome, awesome, awesome. Lemonhead says, oh shit, I'm still a mod. That's cool. Of course, Lemon, I don't forget you. You know, you've not been around for a little while. You think I'm forgetting you? Every single person that's in my chat box here, guys, I've written a lot of your names down. Just know that. I remember when the XRP bull days were here as well. I used to have a little list, and Tommy was always on there. Tommy, I never forget you, buddy. Yeah, a lot of you guys, man, don't worry about it. If you guys are in my chat box right now, especially when the bull market comes back, I will remember every single one of you. And the same thing I do for people over on Twitter. You guys are always appreciated. You guys are awesome. All right. Hello, Mr. Dusty. Why is crypto going apeshit? Why is crypto going up? I'd say because of Hong Kong's new rules towards crypto. We know China has always been kind of sketchy towards crypto, but all of a sudden Hong Kong has made a 180 and decides to go really on the bullish side for crypto. So, yeah. The Hong Kong government is starting to get bullish on this. Yeah. Again, please, I should reiterate here that I am not 1,000% sure on all the details from it because, well, it's Hong Kong translated news, and I do not speak Cantonese. But for most news articles that I checked, and this source is pretty reliable, I'm expecting it to be, pretty solid. And that is so, people are not understanding how bullish this is. This could change the entire game just on its own. And I'm thinking, guys, it might literally be so that because of the way the U.S. is handling crypto, that China as a whole can really turn things around soon. And the moment that there's a couple key factors that I'm always looking out for in the crypto space, and I keep telling people, if you're not into crypto right now, you're calling it a scam, sure. But just wait until either China gets bullish on crypto, the US stops bullying crypto, or Apple gets with crypto and starts the positive advancements towards integrating it into their phones, which inevitably is going to happen in my own expectation. You have to understand, the Apple CEO is bullish on crypto. They've literally said, Apple, you're buying Apple stock, not because we hold Bitcoin or whatever, but because of the phones, etc., and the technology. But if they can increase their value or increase user interoperability, whatever, because of integrating crypto into their phones, they will, right? They have not said that, but I know that. That makes sense in every way, shape, or form. So keeping that in the back of your head, it will only take one of these catalysts, like some of these major companies, Amazon, eBay, whatever. I'm not even sure which one of those already accept crypto, but for them to really start pushing it and people start noticing it, which will allow others to spiral down. Because I'd say there's already a couple. I'm not sure if eBay already accepts crypto, but probably there's already ways to buy crypto or use crypto on those platforms. There has to be more, though, and all of a sudden it's going to be a snowball effect. and that would just propel crypto towards the moon. But I think this next bull run is where all that's going to happen. Like the last couple of bull runs have lamented a lot of things, but this next one is going to really be the mass adoption. And right now we're seeing the stepping stones for it, where Bitcoin is picking up that dominance right now as we speak. That's going to translate into altcoins not too long from now. And it's just going to make so many people crazy rich, which is why right now, guys, I am focusing on buying altcoins already. I'm prepared for it, and it's going to be wild. Let's see. PayPal takes crypto, I believe. PayPal is busy a lot with crypto, but right now they're in some regulatory issues. Indigenous Black Man says, just said F my comment. Peace. What's finally happening? Yeah. So what's finally happening is two pieces. One, I guess some pieces of the world, especially Hong Kong here, is legalizing crypto, which is a really big deal. Biggest news of the year thus far, by far. And second of all, we have finally crossed the 200 weekly moving average for the first time in months and months and months, which is one of the most bullish signs we could have gotten ever. Very short term, like a couple days, it might be kind of bearish, but I'm personally still suggesting that this is one of the most bullish announcements we could have gotten in like almost entirety. So again, you have to understand, Bitcoin right now has touched this price point, which is not seen in a very long time. And from here on forward, most likely things are going to go pretty damn quickly. So get with the program, start preparing, and know that there might not be any way back anymore now. Know that the journey towards the upside is now being set in stone. And it won't be too long before we are back at all-time highs, I'd say. No, that's making it a bit too quickly here, guys. It might take a little time before we're back at all-time high, obviously. Just checking here real quick. I'm just also checking to see if there's anything crazy ongoing. Yeah, no, most of my... Oh, the trade is doing so well as well. Again, guys, just a couple days ago, I told everybody, make sure that you... At least, again, I always have to be a little bit careful, but I said I'm opening up a long position or I'm adding to my long positions because the signs are there. It's showcasing some good signs. Again, if you've not joined my Telegram, a link for that is down below. And if you're still looking for an exchange to trade on, the one I personally always use is Bybit because they have some crazy juicy bonuses. And a link for that is down below. I always have one pinned. But it's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. That's all I needed to say. Anyway, guys, if you are enjoying the daily live streams where I cover all the crypto news, etc., make sure you press the like button on this. And I'm promising you right now that I'm going to make sure you have one update every single day that's either a live stream or some sort of video regarding the price, what we think is about to happen, what's happening, what's just happened, all that stuff, and the most important news. And I'm going to get that to you all every single day. I'm going to make sure that's happening, all right? I'm going to share with you guys whenever I have important trades. And I make sure that everybody that watches this channel is at their peak ability. All right, we're going to cover a lot of mindset stuff. Be prepared for that. It might be mostly on my second channel, but we're going to. All right, be prepared for that. Because just by learning a couple of small lessons, which I can easily teach you, I think you can 10x your money in the next couple of months if the bull market indeed is here, and it really feels that way. So we're going to get crazy in the next couple of months, guys. But that was it for this little stream, a little update. I'll maybe see you guys again later tonight if there's more news coming out. But 100% we'll be back tomorrow with another juicy update. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully tomorrow I'll announce it an hour up front that we're going to stream. But I'm also looking to find the best time zone to stream in. I'm not sure if this time is good or a couple hours earlier or very early in the morning. I'm looking into it. But yeah, guys. Again, last time I'll say it here real quick is make sure you stay tuned for our giveaways. Always make sure you support the channel by pressing those like buttons. I'll keep supporting you guys back. We're doing everything I can to teach you everything I know. And last but not least, I'll just quickly share. I've placed one video on this channel thus far, but I'm going to get way, way, way more out there for you all to see. It's called Dusty Finance, and what's basically on there is a lot of my finance type of tips. And the last one I have is how to get rich with AI. If you're not using AI for stuff yet, you might want to do it because there's so many freaking wasn't able to type well. There's so many opportunities out there that you guys need to be aware of. And I'm going to make more tutorial type of videos soon here as well. Anyway, bull market is back, everybody. $25,000 Bitcoin is here. Woo, get crazy, get hyped up. It's finally exciting times. Go out, prepare. Get yourself some ice cream. Get yourself some beer, something cool. And yeah, it's about to get exciting. I'm hyped up. Hopefully another update tonight. If prices keep continuing on, I'll get you guys an update in a couple of hours. We shall see how it goes. But that was it for right now. All right. So peace out, everybody. You guys have been awesome. And stay tuned for more updates later.